Hi, everybody. So just give me a second. I have to share. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you today? There. Perfect. Hello. How are you today? Today is a new moon in Libra, and a solar annular eclipse today. I don't know where you are in the world or how you will see that, but a solar annular eclipse is where you can see the ring of fire around, the inner darkness. I have some incense going. You'll notice maybe some smoke here and there, but it's just the incense. It's cloudy. It's cloudy here today too, but it might clear up. You can see the sun a little bit behind me, like it's a little bit brighter out there. But yeah, I woke up and I was like, of course, it's a solar annular eclipse. We would have cloudy weather in Ontario. It seems to be the way. It's cloudy in Ontario. So I need you to tap the screen. I can't tap the screen. Apparently TikTok changed it. I can't give myself likes. So I need you to give me likes, because otherwise people won't know, beyond me sharing it or them just happening across me. The way to get me further out there is by tapping the screen. I have a bunch of cards that I've brought out for today. And I've asked my spirit guides to join me in the conversation as well. So, and I've opened myself to also receive messages if spirits want to show up and communicate with me. I've opened that as an opportunity, but we'll see. We'll see. It all depends on who shows up here and what they're looking for, I suppose. It is the new moon in Libra. So this is going to have a focus on relationships and on harmony and balance, justice. That type of stuff is going to be the forefront when it's Libra season, right? We start to think about relationships. But we just went through eclipse season and we're still in eclipse season. And so a lot of the stuff that began during the lunar eclipse 2 weeks ago is going to show up in the next one. Oh, yay. I love it. I love it. I got 40 minutes. I got 40 minutes with Denise. So I did do a reading this morning. I checked in on the energies. I'm going to do the same thing here on the live. I'll do the same energy check-in. Kind of like I just allowed my guides or my intuition to guide me in the direction of what to do. I've already done a few spiritual practices. Hi, Carol. Hi, Helena. Mwah. And I'm wearing my beautiful moon shirt, in honor of the moon. Grand rising. It is a beautiful day. So I checked in on the energies already today. I've already been doing some spiritual stuff as well. I did stuff last night because last night was the last of the full moon phase. So anything that you wanted to release really needed to be let go of last night. So I did a bunch of things. I did cord cutting with various individuals and even items. I did a cord cutting with my altar, which someone stole. Like someone stole my altar. So just, letting go of belongings or letting go of energy or those things that don't serve you. This morning, I've already been, and good morning, Junebug, and hi, Charity. How are you, love? This morning, I've already been trying to be in a state of really thinking about what I'm manifesting, right? One fragment God. I don't even know what that is. Oh, you know what? I think it's when you get gifts or you get something. I don't know. It's something. I get, never mind. It's like squirrel. All right. So the first thing that I did when I did the reading today is I actually used the Oracle of the Seven Energies to check in on what the energies are going to be for this new moon. So check that reading out that I posted. It's a long one, but I think you guys are getting very skilled at TikTok. So you should know that there's a spot on the screen up in the top corners that you can press and hold down for 2 times. However, you probably also realized once you let go of that, then you have to go to the other side. And if you let go of that, then I think you have to chase it around for a bit. But it does typically show up on the top corner. So you can speed it through at 2 times. But it is almost a full 10 minutes. It's 9 minutes and like 36 seconds or something like that. So it's pretty close. Which oddly enough is when you do the numerology of my company is 936 for life, soul, and destiny number. Good morning. Love to you, friend. Love to you all. Okay, so the first card that came out, we're just doing general collective right now. We'll get to some cards after that. Hi, Julie. How are you? We'll get to some cards after that, and we'll talk about a whole bunch of things. We'll have some tea. Sometimes the tea is hot. So I did set the intention to deliver messages that were transformative, that were inspirational, that were helpful, that were compassionate. So although the tea sometimes it can be hot, I still want to make sure that, it's coming it's being delivered with love, right? That's just the way that it is. But you can't fix anything if you don't know the truth, right? If you're not aware, you can't be awake. So beyond the ordinary, this is a beautiful card. Just look at all that energy. So this is the card that came out when I was talking about what is the energy that the collective, and by collective, I mean the people that show up to this live. I did one for the ones that aren't. That's posted on my page. This is for us here and now. So who's here to witness this? That was I have my backup tea. I have my hot cup of tea. Like I have a travel mug of tea, and then I have my original tea in a teacup because it will get cold. So I have the hot tea. I always have a hot tea. Right? So I have the hot tea. Anyway, I'm burning incense. I opened up the space honoring our ancestors. I did a cleansing. I did a cleanse with sweetgrass, which is beautiful for communication and for opening up circles like this. I have an incense that's about mastery. And so I did that incense. I lit a green candle and a gold candle for prosperity. Like I really opened up this space beautifully for you guys this morning. And so this is the first. I'm going to read the message from this one, Beyond the Ordinary, because I do believe there's something within the book that we need to hear. Sometimes I have to hear the messages too, right? Good morning. So this is the energy of thought. And this is spirituality, ego, transcendence, liberation, God consciousness, understanding, and wisdom. So it's from the 7 oracles of the 7 energies. Okay. And it's Beyond the Ordinary, number 45. Okay. So that's the card. The key concepts are, hot tea. The mystical, ineffable part of life, trusting in the invisible world without understanding it, recognizing that some things cannot be known in advance and are not meant to be grasped intellectually, the awareness that everything is as it should be, even if it doesn't make sense. Now, I feel like this is a really good message for all of us, right? I love you. I miss you too. So note that the other members here, we have a collective. You can come and hang out with us in the collective. Carol's a member, Helena's a message, and other people are a message. So this is the mystical, ineffable part of life, trusting in the invisible world without understanding it, recognizing that some things cannot be known in advance and are not meant to be grasped intellectually, And the awareness that everything is as it should be, even if it doesn't make sense, even if you don't think that that's right. Sometimes you don't understand the reason why until far later on in life, and you'll look back at it and go, oh, that's why. That's why. That's why I had to wait. I wasn't waiting for me. It wasn't that I wasn't doing all the right things, or I wasn't in the right space, or I wasn't, manifesting, or I didn't, like maybe you have zero blocks. Maybe you're exactly in the right path, at the right trajectory, right on time. And the reason why what you're manifesting isn't in your hand yet is because you have to wait, because somebody else needs you right now in the space that you're in. And I think about that right now because I've been staying at my mom's. This has been a beautiful time for us to spend together, right? How many people have the opportunity to spend day after day with their mom? And also, as I'm doing things for me, I see my mom start to pick them up. So my mom starts to heal more because she's interacting in the environment. So without realizing it, maybe the reason why my dreams are delayed is because I'm meant to stay here to impact my mom just for that moment longer, right? And if everything came really, really fast and easy, I would have never been here, right? Right? Sometimes it's not about you. You think it's about you because we're very much internal that way, right? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to wait. And I use this in relationships. You're trying to manifest your divine partner. And I talk about this because I've had an experience where I met somebody and I thought, oh, that person, I had a remembering of past lives with them. And I thought, well, maybe this is my person in this lifetime. Maybe this is who I'm meant to meet. When we connected, though, unfortunately, they were just exiting out of a relationship. They hadn't been out of it long enough. They weren't away from that heartbreak and heartache and stuff like that. So the divine timing of it might have been that that was not the right time. Maybe the divine timing would have been to meet them a year later, after they've done their healing, after they've had that opportunity to come forward. So you might think I'm trying to manifest my divine partner, TT, and you might be like, well, there's something wrong with maybe my self-worth, or maybe I'm not manifesting right, or maybe, I'm meant to be like, we rationalize it. We get into our head, and our head is the worst thing in the world to do. It just trust me. I'll tell you. I like to call myself out on stuff too, right? That's the whole point, is that I'm not above anybody here. I call myself out on this stuff all the time. But I love to share that, because that which I do or struggle with, or, the stuff that I've had issues with and how I've gotten through it, can sometimes be very inspirational, helpful to somebody else. Right? I still do that. I still bang my head against the wall. I'm still in my head. I'm a very logical person. I'm very intellectual. It's actually in my thing that I have to remember that there's emotions and I have a body. Which, part of my trauma response was to disassociate. So I just check out of my body, and I'm in a little I call it the helicopter. I feel like I'm in a little helicopter, and I'm like outside the realm, right? But I'm not in my body. I'm not present and engaged. And so, it's a defensive mechanism. When you're out here in the helicopter, you don't feel the stuff that's happening, right? So for somebody that's been physically and sexually abused, right, that's a big thing that we would do, is disassociate, so you don't feel the full brunt of the beating that you're getting or what you're experiencing. So we take parts of it. So that's my go-to, is to disassociate. So what that can mean, though, is that I can come across almost a little bit, and I'm going to do this as a joke for Metal Chick. I can come across a little bit Aquarius, a little bit aloof, a little bit distant, a little bit cold, right? I can come off very Aquarius in that, because I distance, I pull back, I get out in the helicopter, right? So this Sag can be very Aquarius because of that. I kid. I love you. So we have these patterns, right? With Cap rising, right? With Cap rising. So there is total aloofness, total aloof. It's like, what are emotions? Hello? I need to look at your gene keys, Crystal. I really do. So hopefully at some point you allow me to do that so I can really check in on them. I've been having an amazing time exploring them. Anyway, we were doing the collective reading. I got off on track. I'll talk more about like the ways that I can show you how to, go through your life like a train wreck and end up the other side and just love the crap out of yourself. Beautiful. So beyond our ordinary worlds, defined by our memory, our intellect, and our five senses, is the mystical realm of beauty, magic, and extraordinary potential. This is the spiritual realm, the quantum reality, called by some the Great Mystery. This place doesn't operate under the same laws we're used to, but rather has its own way of working that is perfect, though hard for us to understand. When you want to know what is to come, the nature of something, or where you're heading, it's natural to turn to a trusted oracle and expect some kind of answer that will inform your view of how things are, might be, or should be. So you come and see me, and I pull cards for you. Sometimes this is not possible because the elements cannot be named or are not yet in place yet. Things may be still in flux, so you cannot know and may never be meant to know. So I'll explain that concept. So when we are looking at the relationship, we all have free will. We all have the choice to make things. So we come down here and we align ourselves with our life path. Right? Our higher self designs this whole life path that we're going to go on. And it's like one of those beautiful stories where you get to this T in the road and it's like, pick A, B, or C, and you pick A and it takes you to this section of the book. You pick B, it takes you to this section of the book, or you pick C and it takes you to that section of the book. All of these paths get lived out no matter what. It's just your awareness is on the path that you've physically chosen in this particular lifetime. So you choose that path. Your life can be as windy and as beautiful as you want it. Although your higher self has drawn this path to get here, and maybe the height of your life, at the height of everything, if you do everything to perfection, this is exactly where you're meant to be. But I've talked about this recently because I want to really help people with this. We might sit there and go, you know what, this lifetime, yeah, I'm just tired. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Right? And your higher self is like, that's okay. That's okay. Right? Maybe you do it slower or you take longer. So you take all these divergence. So when we're waiting for something, when it's something that's happening in the background, when it talks about that being in flux, if you're talking about, say, a relationship, and there's more components to having a business and doing all of that, there's all kinds of relationships that come in when you're talking about all of this. So when we're looking at a relationship, though, if we're calling that in, what if that guy was like, he needed to grow to this level before you guys could meet and be aligned? Right? But what if he was like, nah, I just don't feel like doing the work right now. I'm comfortable with where I am. If you meet him now, right, there's a disconnect. So then you're going to be like, yeah, maybe if you grew up, right? Like maybe if you were a little more emotionally mature, or maybe if you were more emotionally available, whatever it is, right? But you wouldn't connect. Or if you did, you'd break apart because you're not at the same level. So sometimes when your manifestation isn't coming, it's not, and it's been why you can't get an answer as to why or what's the holdup is because it has nothing to do with you. It's somebody else with their free will to make decisions has made decisions that have slowed down your trajectory, because they're a pivotal part of your thing. So they just need, their spirit guides are over there giving them the swift kick, like, get going, come on. You got to meet her. You got to catch her. Like, the time is now. Right? But we always turn internal and we're like, it must be something wrong with me. Must be something I'm doing wrong. And then you go through this whole process of, I got to change it. I got to do this different. I got to do that different. And meanwhile, you weren't doing anything wrong to begin with. You're right on time. You're right exactly where you're supposed to be. So just have to be patient and wait. So no matter how hard you try to understand why something happened or how or when it will happen, now is the time to surrender to not knowing. The mystery is a mystery because it is a present, unknowable, and as yet unmade. Even its potential is impossible to understand. What is waiting for you lies beyond the ordinary, but it has not yet chosen its shape, its path, and the manner by which it will be delivered. Your job is to stay the course, allowing whatever comes to be exactly as it will, without trying to ascertain anything in advance. Hi, Kayla. This can be the same thing as, what if the future that you're seeing, that future that you're grabbing and you're pulling into yourself, into this present moment, it's in the new earth, right? There are so many factors at play as to when the new earth is going to arrive, right? Everybody has all these concepts of, oh man, when are we going to stop paying taxes? Just let me know, when are we going to stop paying taxes? And other people are like, when are we going to get rid of this or get rid of that? When are we going to reform the education system? When is this going to happen? When is that going to happen? When are we going to live in our little, communities eating fresh foods that are healthy for us? And, there's a new earth that people are working towards creating. That's going to take time. And it's also a multi collective, like it's the whole the collective that's working together. So it's multiple people coming together at the same time to create that. And sorry, my candle, the wick fell over on itself, so it's burning a little bit bigger of a flame. I had to check in on it, make sure we're still fire safe. I do have it. Nope, I don't. I thought I had it sitting on a coaster as a secondary. Just give me 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure that the candle is in a safe space. Safe space. There. I thought I put it on the coaster, but I didn't. Right? One out of two options. Ask yourself, check in with yourself, ask your higher self, I could use some guidance in this. I need to know which of these two choices is the right choice or the most aligned choice. The most aligned choice. Right? And then say, is this the right choice? And then see what you do. Right? So first ask yourself, higher self, can you show me what alignment feels like in my body, please? And feel that in your body. You should feel a difference. Unless you're like perfectly in alignment. I mean, you might be. Yay! I love that. That's a beautiful card. So then you get yourself into alignment. And then you're going to ask yourself, as something comes up, self, is this in alignment with me? Or even name your spirit. Connect with your higher self. Connect in and ask your spirit what their name is. Right? What's your name? And feel what comes down and just feel it and know that that's the right name and it's okay. Right? Okay, so we got a couple more cards I wanted to pull. I wanted to check in astrologically. What is the information that the collective needs to be aware of? So astrologically, vision. We have to hold our vision. It's interesting that this looks like a portal too, right? When we're looking at that ring of fire, the moon's going to be in the center and there's going to be that ring of light around it, right? So it's that same kind of concept. Neptune is about having big visions. Like this is, seeing, this is powerful. Neptune rules Aquarius. It's like my freedom loving friends. My freedom loving friends. So I'm going to just check in on this here, Neptune, and see what I can pull from the message. So I'm going to talk the challenge and the gift. Okay. So the challenge of Neptune is overwhelm. Overwhelm can turn acceptance into passivity, imagination into illusion, sensitivity and the hunger for spirit into addiction. Watch for water damage. Okay, so Neptune's asking us to watch those things. And sorry, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, not Aquarius. I knew it was one of the later ones. And the gift, so the gift of Neptune is allow yourself to float, to swim in the great ocean of the collective consciousness, soak up the presence of divine soul. There is no separation between you and all sentient beings, between you and the realms of gods and spirits. What a beautiful, beautiful energy. What a beautiful energy. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, wait a minute. Wrong one. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So how can we get ourselves to acceptance, to vision? Yeah, I was like, it was so funny after when I was saying about when I was calling Neptune Aquarius, and I'm like, no, that's Uranus. Neptune, no, sorry, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. It's like, of course, right? All right, let's check in on the moon. So what is the moon bringing to us? Okay, what is the moon asking of us in this new moon in Libra? What is the energy from the moon? Or the guidance? Let's say the guidance from the moon. Or a message. All right. Is being picky, and I like it. I like it when it's picky. All right, so today I have a busy day. Today we're going to go from, time for healing. And there is lots of healing. This new moon in Libra, like you want to be manifesting. This is a potent power to manifest under, because it is a portal that gets created when you get the ring of fire around the moon. So we're going to use that portal to shoot ourselves like light years ahead. That's kind of the concept. But you can make great leaps and bounds towards your goals very quickly when you harness the power of the solar annular eclipse in a new moon. Very powerful energy. And we're going to see like a lot. This is going to be a lot of energy, like a lot of fast forward moving energy. Like it's go time to move towards your dreams, time to see those things that, the things start to happen. Right. We've been in a lot of slow time, even the time with the eclipse before, with the lunar eclipse, that was really digging in and being reflective and reviewing your patterns and your habits and what you don't want to be taking into the next season and all of this stuff. So it was really asking you to dig into those things. And now we're going to be seeing all of that stuff start to unfold within this new moon. But we're being propelled forward, and we're going to be propelled forward towards our dreams for the rest of this year, right? So this is going to create a fast moving energy for the rest of the year. And the balsamic moon is just saying it is time for healing. When we're talking about a new moon, like I said, with Libra is all about relationships, and relationships are where we do see the bulk of our healing, right? You can only heal so far in isolation. Then you have to interact with other people, because that's where you're going to determine where your triggers are. There has to be an outside interference, or there has to be an outside stimuli that comes in that hits on one of those spots for you to go, wait a second, there's a spot there. There's a trigger. There's something there that I need to heal. So don't stay in isolation too long. Make sure that you do get out and interact with other people. But there is a time when isolation is necessary, right? There is a time when isolation is absolutely necessary. When you've been raised or in environments where you've experienced a lot of abuse or trauma, toxicity, unhealthiness, your nervous system, it needs time alone. It needs time alone so that you can teach your nervous system what safety feels like. Or it needs to at least be in a safe environment. And it's usually not in the environment that you're in, right? That's why you're wanting to move or to heal. All right, so you need that isolation, that alone time to heal your nervous system in the absence of any more trauma, but you also need to interact with people again at some point in time to allow yourself to determine where other triggers are. Okay, so and relationships don't mean like that you have to have in a partnership with an intimate romantic relationship, although those are the best ways. Those are definitely the best ways to heal, but it's through experiencing other people and other situations. Okay, so what is our manifestation, or what should we be manifesting? What should we be working on with our manifestations, or how can we support our manifestations? So I'm going to pull a card from the Moonology Manifestations. So It's Scorpio. Scorpio is asking us, with full moon in Scorpio, to breathe through the tensions. Love you, sweetheart. So breathe through the tensions. And it's true. It's not that you're going to experience life without challenges, and the whole positivity movement, right, where we're like, oh, you have to think positively, or you have to embody positive feelings. Well, first off, that's judgment anyway, right? So what is the judgment that you're applying to things? Because you might think something's good and I might think it's bad, right? So it's just a judgment. When you remove the judgment out of things, it's just an experience. And when we're sitting with that tension, can you just sit with it and allow it to just move? Right? Just breathe into the space that feels tense and allow it to move. Allow it to release. Right? If the tension's in the tissues, like in the actual physical tissues, I've talked about this, about getting good morning, Nathan. How are you, love? About getting one of those small balls, right? I have like a small ball, like about that size, not this size, but this size. The smaller the ball, golf ball can be really more painful because it's on a smaller space, right? But a ball, and you just roll it across your body. When you feel tension, you just hold it there and allow it to move. Just allow it to release from your body, right? I slept really, like, I was so tired. I've been waking up at like 4:44, 4, like my guides want me to sit up at that time. I know that, but I haven't been listening. Yeah, breathing is so powerful. Breathing is so powerful to restore balance to your body. It's the one thing that we have. And that breath work, it's like it's a break in your nervous system. So when you're in fight, flight, freeze, disassociate, when you're in those altered spaces, right? When you're in those altered spaces, it's not two moons, though. We can't call them two moons. The other one's an asteroid. It's not a moon. I wrote a post on my Facebook, and I was like, we are not getting two moons. We are getting an asteroid, apparently, in not two moons. But the media is really spreading it as two moons. So I'm seeing that, oh my God, we're getting two moons a lot. But prana is good. So if you can connect to your breath, that allows you to put the brake on in your nervous system and bring you back into rest and digest, right? So that's really powerful. We're also dealing with a lot of powerful solar flares and things like that, right? Like we're really, really experiencing a lot of that. Right. So we're experiencing a lot of those powerful energies. With solar flares, and the rate of awakening speeds up as we go, right? Because as one person awakens, they'll awaken the people around them even slightly. They might even just plant the seed of doubt in their mind, and they're like, is that and then they start all of a sudden, and it might take 2 years, you never know, but eventually they're like, holy crap, you were right. You were right. So you saw the cards that I have. I'm going to pull for the collective this really, really powerful Magdalene manifestation cards, because I do like on specifically spaces when we can manifest really powerfully. I like to, sorry, I'm getting a little bit close because I have cards behind me that I need to pick up. Hang on un momento. No, it's okay. Somebody's just walking by in the hallway, Cass. It's absolutely fine. All right, where are the? Oh, there we are. I'm like, where are they all? Good morning. You got here just in time. Hi, Carol, on the other side too. Woohoo! So that's just my incense that's coming this way now. Apparently, we're going to get all incensey. All right, so I'm going to pull. This is a powerful code. These are the Magdalene manifestation cards, and they are either a resource, a key, or a hologram. So we got the radiant energy, okay, resource code. So I'm going to just show that up here. Okay. So as I'm being like wafted with all of the incense, it's beautiful. So this card here is what's called a resource card. There are 4 resources that we need, right? We need the resource of money. We need the resource of relationships. We need the resource of time, and we need the resource of energy. So those are the 4 resources, and this is our energy one. And so all you do is look at the card, look at this image here, and just receive that. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything, right? You're just receiving that into your body. And then I'll read you the little blurb on the bottom of it. And I might even read the activation part, okay? So this is being energized is natural. This is about opulent vitality. Say no to what drains you and yes to what lights you up, and be highly magnetic. So when we are doing things that are in alignment with us, it lights us up, right? Like literally lights us up. You have within your, if we're looking at gene codes, it calls your radiance, your sphere of radiance. But you have an energy within you, and some people have the ability to see your aura, right? They can see your aura. I can do that at different times as well. You can see the aura. But we do have energy that we are emitting from our bodies. When in Magdalene manifestation cards, this would talk about, like, think about with when we're looking at spiritual, or we're looking at pictures of gods, or of enlightened people, right? There's that halo of light that appears around their head when they've reached that state. So let's see what else we can get for manifestation. I'm going to hold that up so those of you who did not have the opportunity to see it can check it out now. And forever, whoever's hanging out with me, please do say hi. Hi. Hello, Miss D. All right. So today at noon, so we only got an hour left of the live here. At noon, I'll be in the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective, where we will have our session where we're going to deepen the conversation and talk about a few things. And this is amazing that this is the card that came out. I'm going to find its associated key card because it was the hologram that dropped. But this is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect today when I was talking about how the solar annular eclipse is a portal, right? It's a portal for what are we going to get here? Exponential expansion. What a beautiful key card to get today. So this is exponential expansion, energetic preparation. Okay. So just accept the key, and all you have to do is just accept it or receive it. Hi, Katie. Right? So we're just going to accept that. Calling in more requires space. That's okay. They're mirror images anyway. So exponential expansion. Calling in more requires space. Energetically prepare for your next level leaps in money, mission, and joy. So this could be like literally cleaning out the physical stuff around you so you can make room for the new stuff that's coming. Or some of us may have been feeling like we've been put in a bit of a time out, or that we've been put in a rest phase. Or this goes back to what we were talking about earlier about when we don't see it happening and we're like, why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? Why isn't it here? Because you're energetically you don't know how big it's going to be, and you need to create more space. You need to be aware that it's bigger that's coming in. It's a bigger mission than you thought it was, or it's more money than you thought it was that's coming to you. So you needed to be prepared to handle the more, and not just taking a little bit of time. So then the exponential expansion hologram, is the quantum leap. So you just, again, receive that into your body. I'll show the resource card again. I'm just moving this closer for YouTube. Back here. Quantum leap. As a creator being, you create worlds, right? And you do. You create worlds. Women birth babies. We birth generations, right? When you think about it that way. So embody the you that has what you desire and jump timelines. So that'd be a very powerful thing for you guys to do today, is focus on the you that you want to be and quantum leap to that timeline. You know what? Maybe we'll do that in the Mind, Body, Spirit Healthy Collective. We got a whole bunch of stuff we're going to do in the Divine Feminine, and one of them will be definitely a quantum leap. But maybe we'll do something similar. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. It's always fun when we get together in whichever collective. So the Radiant Resource, I don't know if I showed that one again. I wanted to show it for anyone that showed up late. Don't put your when you put your nails in your ears, that hurts. You'd think you'd learn, but I guess if that's the only way you have to scratch, you've got to do what you got to do. So I'm just allowing this for anyone that showed up after so that they can see that radiant vitality. And I said I was going to read a couple things with it. So there's an application that they have within the book. So I'm going to read the application. So how do we apply, or what can we apply? How can we apply things to help us with our radiant opulence, our opulent vitality, our radiant energy resource? So when this card comes into your spread, you're invited to say no to what drains you and yes to what lights you up. First, become clear on what is draining you by writing it down. Remember to include both internal thoughts, feelings, and old paradigm ways of operating, as well as external activities, habits, and relationships, for instance. Go over your list and see if you can eliminate, delegate, complete, or shift the inefficient uses of your energy. Then write down what lights you up, both internally and externally. Go over that list and see how you can add more of those activities, relationships, thoughts, and behaviors into your life. When you focus on what you're adding rather than what you're subtracting, the slower vibrational activities and ways of being have a tendency to go into a different dimension, one in which you no longer reside. How beautiful is that? That is like powerful. So let's see with our quantum or exponential expansion card for the application for those cards and see what we get for that. So the application of exponential expansion hologram and the exponential expansion key are gaze at the glyphs, which is what was on the cards. These are called glyphs. So gaze at the glyphs as much as possible. Affirm in your system that expansion is natural. 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 And again, expansion is natural. Expansion is natural. Expansion is natural. Expansion is natural. Right? Expansion is natural. Expansion is natural. I think it's beautiful. So expansion is natural. Tap into the essence of expansion. Consolidate your efforts, streamline your actions, and compound your results. Less is more and more is less. Be in the zone of what brings you the greatest joy, and after every expansion, stabilize it. Right? So when we're looking at, it's like reminding yourself that you go into levels, right? So you will expand, stabilize, expand, stabilize, expand, stabilize. Right? So there's that levels. So just allow yourself that opportunity to step up to the next one, and then stabilize the energy and then expand to take more. But just be aware that expansion is absolutely normal, right? Absolutely normal and a part of our journey. Okay, we got a little bit of time for some cards. We got just around an hour if you guys want. You can have moonology, you can have astrology, or you can have energy or manifestation. And I feel like people are just going to, yay. Look, I only did 111 new beginnings today. I didn't do 333. I did 111. All right. Stephania, last quarter moon in Cancer. It's time to take a breather. This is about really being nurturing. The guides are telling me being very nurturing and compassionate to yourself. This is the time to, like, take the bath. This is the time to rest. This is the time to, to what is your soul asking for? What does your soul need, right? What is your soul desire? Okay. And then give it to it. And in a compassionate way. We're not always meant to be hustle. Sometimes we go into receiving, right? We go into nurturing and compassionate energy. Love you guys. Oh. Alrighty, so we got to get in another person's name in place before I go into the next person. Okay, so Elizabeth, and then we're just going to go in order this time. Okay, Elizabeth. Oh, sorry, metal check. What does metal check? Step up and lead. New moon in Capricorn. It's time to, honor your rising sign. It's time to, stop playing small. It's time to step up and lead, right? And remember, leading doesn't necessarily mean leading from like the platform level of, whatever, like Bashar, like let's use Bashar or, other people like that. It doesn't necessarily mean leading from that level, but it is taking your dreams and heading in the direction of them and knowing that you are going to be leading people. Like you're going to be leading people through change, or you're going to be inspiring people. You're going to be leading people to take action. You're going to be, and as we level up and we become more inspirational to other people. Alrighty. Elizabeth, what does Elizabeth need to hear today? Or what does Elizabeth need to? I'm just doing the manifestation cards. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like it. All right, Elizabeth, what does Elizabeth need to hear, Spirit? Or which? Full moon in Taurus, detoxify. So this time, it is time for you to actually look at the things in your life and how they are serving you. This is beyond just what you're eating and drinking. This is the stuff in your environment too. I think, like Marie Kondo, she did that, the joy of cleaning, right? And the joy of tidying up is what it was called. And her whole concept was you pick something and you just sit with it and you're like energetically, like, does this bring me joy? And if it doesn't give you joy, you get rid of it. But there's a detox that needs to happen. So look at what you're eating, look at what you're drinking, look at what you're putting on your skin, look at what you're smelling, look at all of those things that you're doing, right? Look at everything that you have, everything that you're doing, everything that you're eating, everything that you're smelling. I know I'm repeating it right away. I'm going into just saying it more and more and more. It's time for you to detoxify your life. Right? You have to detoxify your life. And that's the stuff that you put on your skin. It's the stuff that you are drinking. It's the stuff that you're eating. It's the stuff that, like it's more than just in 11/11. Make your wishes, guys. What are you wishing? What are you pulling into yourself? Beautiful. Right? Just manifest on it. Envision it. Take this moment, envision it under the power of it. Yes, this was for you. Detoxify. So it's all about detoxifying your life right now. That's what you need to be doing on this new moon. And a lot of times when we get rid of the things around us that aren't serving us and aren't doing us any good, we free up the space to allow for more things that are in alignment with us, right? And what was that one message that we had, right? Make space for more. Make space for more, because maybe the dreams that you had, they're not where you like. The dreams that you had aren't there, right? They're too small. You're not dreaming big enough, right? That's that kind of concept. But it's about just removing everything from your life that's toxic. People, things, right? Use the Marie Kondo joy of tidying up concept, where if it doesn't bring you joy, get rid of it, whatever it is, right? Okay, after Elizabeth, I have to check and see who is next. Carol. Have a beautiful day, Alexandra. I don't know if I said goodbye well enough. So Carol, and yay, go live, enjoy. You're welcome. You're welcome. Good stuff, Susie. Okay, so what does Carol need to hear? Take inspired action. Resting. Enough of that. Enough of that. What is something that lights you up? What is some way that you can take one step in the direction of your dreams? What is in the direction of your dreams? What is that one step you can take that's something that lights you up, that brings you joy? That's your message for this new moon. Okay. All right. Who's next for a card, loves? I'm like, nobody's talking now. What happened? What happened? Like my thing's saying green. Hi. Hi, Mira. Okay. Granny, what does Granny need on this new moon? See the bigger picture. Okay. So this is about expanding your perception, opening up your mind, right? And really, sometimes us seeing the bigger picture is realizing that our perspective isn't the only perspective. I just pulled your card, Carol. What is going on with the connection? All right. I love you guys on YouTube, but I'm dealing with some difficulties with the connection, and that's, disrupting things. And you guys have stopped interacting anyway. So you can watch the video part. There's a collective reading at the beginning of it and some general information about the new moon. So by all means, check that out. But if you want to hang out with me, come to TikTok. Okay. Love you.